So I'm back. Hello, I'm back live again, and hopefully you guys are waiting for me to come back. No, I feel like I would go and finish this part of like this. By the way, this seems like it's shading. This dark part seems like it's the shading or something, some sort of a shade on the board that looks really awesome, I feel like. And now that I look at it, it does not look wrong to have that short feet. Plus, if I go here in Superman and look at his hands and look at his feet, kind of really close to the proportions of my character. One guy is back again with me. Welcome, whoever you, my friend, are. Can you please comment in the comment section and let me know what your name is, because here if I go on in the comment section I can see anything here. Plus I can see anything on my OBS as well. So can you comment to me, and hopefully I can see that. By the way, before I start the next stream, I'm gonna end this stream in a stream after an hour or so, like probably 1 hour and 30 minutes in 30 minutes in this stream. I will end this, not now, it's just about 2 minutes, so we're gonna do sketching for an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm gonna end the stream and come back and change a little bit things in OBS and have a chatting box pop up right onto my Krita screen, so I can look at the chat and interact with people that are chatting with me. But right now I don't see anybody chatting or anything. So can you please tell me your name in the chat? In the meantime that we are cleaning this work. So if I look at the hand, I can tell by the hand that this part needs to be like this, and this part needs to be like this, so we can remove this first part, because there will be shading on here. Kind of like that, but more or less. Kind of like this. And like that. Like this, and that. You won't be able to see. Yes, so I think that should be enough. I won't be able to see. Should not be able to see the pen, but if we do, it's gonna be right here like that. Something like that. Okay. So more or less we should be able to I'm doing this like this, but that's not accurate. The shading, if I remove that, if I remove this part, it's more accurate, I think. It's more accurate, but it doesn't have the, yeah, it doesn't have that feel to it that this brings with itself, like that, making it into more like a square and three-dimensionality in the shape, that's suggesting that this going in depth and back in third dimension, z depth, or whatever you call that. Kind of had a slight or subtle suggestion. I'm trying to see if I can add some detail and still make it look good, or should I ignore those detail. However, if I look at that, it's more kind of like influence. If I go here, generally it's more very squarish shape, very geometrical, but they also try to form a curve which is more organic, or make it look more organic. I'm going really very squarish shape. Something like that was done in Justice League art style, so I need to kind of change that especially while I'm inking this thing. I need to change that part, but also I'm figuring this out. Rather than create issue, I'm gonna keep a subtle shading right here, so that's the suggestion that this is gonna be the part that highlights, that have a highlight on from the light source. This is not gonna be, or should not be, shadow. Shadow should be here, like for me right here. This should be the part where there are shadows, like that. So this part right here is the part where there is going to be the shadow. You see the shadows here? I'm gonna create this circle right here. But at the same time, I need to be aware of these muscles. I need to be aware of these muscles and draw them like so. Putting a hand on the screen makes it go crazy. After that, I'm gonna finish. After this, I'm done with this arm. After finishing the arm, I'm gonna go and finish the second leg, and then we'll start doing inking. Now that I look at it and go zoom out, I think I want the arm to get thinned out, not this thick. So probably gonna change some of those things, and I would go ahead and add some other details. Probably going to here on the abdomen part. I'm gonna dimmer some details. So that is that. Plus this again. As I said, shadow should not be here, so the shadow here should become highlights. All the shadows you're gonna see here are gonna become highlights. So that's gonna make it much more dynamic. And this part would become shadow right there. This right here, this right here, all are gonna become shadows. And yeah. Should be. Perhaps we're gonna add other details. Oh, that looks like it was an arc like these are clouds that are going crazy. So since we are here, I feel like I should clean it even further. But I'm gonna keep some suggestion that this should be it should not be in the dark. This should be highlights, but I'm not so sure how I would approach this. Completely go ahead and would come back and visit it while when we are adding highlights on this. Guys, why ain't there more people than 3? Please do share my work. Do tell the people in your social circle that I am someone that is trying to live stream and build a fan base for my indie comic called Dragonman. And what you can do is go on Tapas and go on Webtoon and try to find Dragonman by Umar Güç. My name is Umar Güç, and go and find my stories. And if you like it, or that is, by the way, a really basic story. That's not what my comic book is going to be like. It's going to have a lot more depth, a lot more character, a lot more story. If you like that, please do me a favor, share with people, tell other people that there is a artist from other side of the world that is trying to build a fan base, trying to run a campaign, trying to build a new comic book universe. So if you don't like the state of the current comic books, do consider supporting me. You can look at the give me a second. You can look at the give me a second. I forgot what I was even saying. I don't know what you can look at my work, look at my check out my social media accounts and judge for yourself. It's hard to speak while drawing. I guess this is a good rough. The arm is gonna take a little bit more than that, so let's just come around here and observe just a little bit. So rather than going this way, I figured that I need to go in the opposite direction with these lines. So in the opposite direction, yeah, I need to have very subtle of this muscle. And first I need to go in the opposite direction here. Then I can have these muscles, you know, like that. Like that. And rather than this, I think we need to do is I don't think they're going in and king themselves right here. Probably I'm not the expert of muscle and so we'll go ahead and our peaks here. Maybe not a good idea this way, so we can go and lower the brush size and start kind of raising them, not fully, kind of. And if we want to, we can go ahead, go down and select. What just happened? No, my friend, no. How to switch that? Okay. I'll go back up and manually select my draw brush. And we're back at the draw brush, and then you can go and select this. Come back here. Manually pick this up and scale it down and start doing this thing. Erase that. So now you can see there is a lot more depth with what we have here. So rather than going in like that, we probably change it slightly. Probably good. For now, I like the way it is. So we are gonna keep it rough as possible. Keep looking at his arm and make sure that he knows exactly what we are doing with that. Yes. These lines need to be thin, but since it's rough, we can ignore that and possibly have that shading. That shading is fine, this shading is fine. Now, problem here. We have a problem here. Or maybe not so much of a problem, that's more like that. More like shading issue. Okay. More like a shading issue, if anything. So what I'm trying to do here is, again, we need to have a smaller brush size. Yes, what we're trying to do is build this bicep, have the shading like this, and kind of separating this part from this part. So these lines right here should need to have a swatch. I'm gonna copy a swatch, since then I can explain to you what I'm doing, and also probably it's gonna help me out while I am sketching. So I'm gonna copy a swatch from my other work, recently open work, so we'll copy the swatch in this work. Next, I would definitely work on this piece because this piece looks amazing to me. Need a little bit of working on the proportion before we start to finalize this art piece, but this looks, the posture itself is just downright amazing. Downright amazing. I love this one. I constantly was running into the issue of what should be the posture, what should be the pose of my character. Cannot come up with something unique and different. Constantly things look like very generic, very something that I've done a million times before. But since I started to draw, a couple things start to come up in my mind that I could do this or I could do that, so on and so forth. This is one of that I'm really proud of, and the one that I'm already drawing, that one, this one right here, the one I'm already drawing right here, this one is from the game that was never released. Because people didn't like it that much, so I have to stop it right there. This is a move that he does in the game, so this becomes one of the posture that I am gonna use as a poster. I haven't decided yet what I will do in the background, but sooner we'll all figure that out. Meantime, I'm gonna finish the arm before we move on to the leg, on the final leg, and then we'll start to do the inking part. Now, give me a second, we'll copy a swatch. Right now I'm drinking some water, so in a second I'll be copying the swatch. So we are gonna copy the swatch, and before we do that, give me a second again. Let me hear. Okay. I hear it for I try to hear this my D-Live streaming for way too long, and I was thinking I just got lost. in there, looking at my task manager and seeing how much memory is being used by all the applications. OBS using 21. Okay, 70% is being used. Firefox, if Firefox gets shut down, then you're good. But still doesn't make where the rest of. I need to turn things off. Task manager needs to get turned off. Although one is taking 10% off. Desktop window manager, what is that? Okay, these two applications are taking way too much. What is desktop window manager? 5% off. Huh. How about if I press that and say in task? We want the system process desktop. It is possible to cause window to become unstable or shut down, causing you to lose any data and has been saved. Okay, do not shut that down. I don't know what does that do, but we can go here and check. Give me a second, guys. I don't like what I see on my screen, so hold on or hang there with me. Window desktop manager. Is a compositing window manager in Windows operation system that handles visual appearance of user interface, including effects like transparency, animation, and why we are using that. It introduces okay. Let me see again. It is called desktop window manager. Desktop window manager. Maybe desktop window manager. The desktop window manager DWM is a compositing window manager. I don't see the maybe. So what is handles display animation for Windows, the window bar, the composition of window. Okay, maybe this is useful. So how about we don't touch that, but it's taking a lot of memory. 80% of my CPU is being used. 57 is okay. 69% of what the hell is happening? OBS is taking 100 MB, window widgets are taking one. Krita is taking about majority of all are taking, but then the rest are taking. There are a lot of software is taking teeny tiny of memory, adding up a RAM, like the video memory RAM, teeny tiny of that is adding up to 69% of the memory. I don't like that. I don't like this. But anywho, this is why I need your support. Anywho, we're gonna copy the swatch and paste it right here. Now we have a swatch. We are gonna delete or close that window, and we are gonna move this. Okay, not this way. Move this. Can we go? Okay. What we need to do is not use that, rather use this. This way I can move the entire layer without me. By the way, can we group them together? Can we group them together? I guess not. So we're gonna keep the swatch on top of everything and probably Dragonman. Okay. Dragonman right here. Yes. So we're gonna add the swatch, and now I'm going to go ahead and explain you what I was trying to do. I want this part right here to be one piece, and this part right here to be another, which is 100% the way it's supposed to be. It's physically accurate, anatomically accurate. Anatomy is a really difficult word. You keep on changing pronunciation. Anatomically accurate. So this should comes down like this and go like that. But even if we do it this way, so I kind of have to figure that out. This way, it's almost looking like, you know what, it makes me feel like I should erase and clean my line art, even though we probably need to ink and don't have to worry about, but I need to figure things out before we ink. And even if it's not perfect, we will change things in inking stage or line art stage. We'll probably add some curves. Okay. What I need to do is, I need to go 40, saturation to 0, hue to 0, and press OK. So probably add a bit of curvature right here, a little bit of curve right here, but more or less these curves need to come down. So yes, it makes a much more of a sense. Let me just go back and see if it does make any sense. Well, this makes sense just as well, if you think about it. All I have to do is kind of make sense to me. Because this muscle, we can see this muscle ends right here, and this is probably shading. So that right there would be, yeah, like that. And probably that. Let me look at that for a second and just figure things out, think about that, and slowly but surely we're going to complete this, but I need to look at this piece, take some time, think about this. This is still a stage where I'm adding more detail with pencil brush and still keeping everything very rough. We are going to change a lot of things, probably right here, and I need to make sure that this looks right. Okay. No, no. I want it to go down like that. And this is going to look constantly. I have an idea in my head how it should look like, because this is an utmost center of this right here, so probably like that, and but I want the muscles to look this way. So I have an idea, but what I'm trying to do is make it look more exaggerated. What the hell is going on? What just happened? It just happened. No. Didn't do that. Okay, don't worry about that. We are going to take this. Not this way. This. I guess. And draw the two. Yes, that is what we are going to do. Yes. That is what we're going to do. We're going to make a little bit more room for like that, with a little bit more room for three-dimensionality of this part. Yeah, look much better. at that. You see these like coming out, these wrinkles from the muscle kind of make it look more organic and more tired. So that's also a really nice thing, nice addition to overall sketch right here. And probably a little bit more of that. However, I feel like I should go down like this as well. Just a sudden drop of the shadow. Sudden drop of the shadow, and we need to do that one. Let me see one of those ever so slight 2% of. I need to turn the volume a little down, or maybe 2% volume. You know what? At least that gives me an idea of if I'm talking or not. My voice looks or sound sounds a bit odd. I don't know why. I think I'm trying to talk as nicely as I can. So by the way, I can also talk in Batman's voice. So we can talk. How about I started talking Batman's voice? You know how I want to know how I sound like. If I go all Batman, what my voice is going to sound like. This is one time he's not lying. This is one time he's not lying. Lie to me again, and crashing in the wall head-on will be the least painful activity of your evening. So, what we are gonna do next is we are going to build this, keep on improving on this, keep on building on this, and see how much detail we improve as we go, adding three-dimensionality to this art piece. Yes, just like that, adding three-dimensionality to the art piece is going to improve my work. So if we keep on doing that, probably it's going to look very, very good in the end. I'm still trying to understand, is the shading right here looks accurate, or do I need to do something else to make it look more interesting? You know what, from now on I'm going to speak in this tone or this voice. Talk like Batman and probably have more fans who would come and join. Do share my stream with people so they can watch a Batman streaming or sketching another character for his comic book. Now that is really interesting. That is really interesting. By the way, I may not be able to voice act as good as Batman right now, but the moments, like there are moments in the day where my, let's just say I am more in a good condition, vocally in a good condition to speak like Batman. Let's just say I have not my stomach has digested the food and it pushed it down, and there's more room for my lungs to there's more room for my lungs, so they can use more power to produce a better sound or better voice. Okay. So maybe not a good idea right now for me to speak in Batman's voice. I have to be really close to the mic for you to hear me speak in a certain way. I think this right here was a mistake. All I need to do is draw them back here. So that is much better. I guess for now that is much better. Now I need to improve on this hand, I think, or probably do it while I am inking stage. When I'm in inking stage, probably should improve that then. But then again, let's see what we can get out of this. Raising the sketch is one of the part of making it right. So let's just see. Yeah, I think I like what I have here. You can see how three-dimensional it becomes the more I erase and more I draw. How about that? That looks good, don't you think? Yeah, there's more three-dimensionality in there. And on top, when we'll do inking, this will look much better. It's still very rough, not a clean stroke. But you can see I tried to do rough here as well. Wasn't very clean either. But for some reason pencil work looks much better or much cleaner than this digital medium, even though it's, for me, it's a surprise. The moment I improve on pencil and paper, the digital medium start to feel much less cleaner. However, I was of the impression that digital medium, because previously people who have seen, okay, I cannot do this. This is hard. Okay, the people that have seen my work previously have, you know that my line art or my art wasn't that good on pencil and paper. So my digital, I can put everything on my digital, and with digital we have a lot of room for mistakes, as I'm doing right now. I'm leaving error for very rough drawing, and later on I can improve in the inking stage, and you have seen my work. So I felt really easy, and as compared to my paper and pencil work, it was much better. It was giving me better result. Since I can improve over iterations for paper and pencil, it is really hard once you draw. Erasing them, especially when you draw so many times on there, becomes near impossible. It leaves marks behind, and improving is also really hard. But as you can see, I've done a great job of, especially I'm really proud of how my hand looks, or the hand of my character looks here. Although I've improved here as well, but we have to come back in inking stage and probably have to see what we can do and how we can improve further this part right here. But I think I like what I see, at least this part. I'm not not so much right here, but we can come back and see if we can do something with this. However, I think it's time that we move on to our legs, especially this part where we have our boots. I think we need to draw our boots right here and see what we can do when we are creating our boots. Probably I will create a reference layer or something like an anatomy layer. Anatomy, or I will check in my other work what it's called. Right now we are going to call it anatomy overlay. Anatomy. What's the spelling of anatomy? Let me check. Give me a second. Anatomy. Okay, the ANATOMY, anatomy. So anatomy overlay, anatomy overlay. That would help me a lot if I start to get. Oh, what happened? Okay, that would help me a lot if I start to run into issue to look at anatomy overlay and figure out what I'm doing wrong in my sketching. So we're gonna come back onto the previous leg, or the leg that we were working on previously, and draw this boot. Can you guys give me, oh, we are already working 54 minutes into it. I'm really proud of myself. We probably will be able to finish this in this video, in this session, or not in this session, but today, or probably tomorrow. So we are going to come here and try to make the boot have a slightly thicker than the rest of the body, so it gives you an impression of he's wearing something, or he's wearing the boots slightly thicker, slightly right there. And when we come back in the ending stage we can really give this guy a boost. Probably change a thing or two, because maybe, this just maybe, it needs a straight line rather than a curve. Maybe that is a too strong of a curve. So how about we go in and just give it a straight line. Yeah, like that. And make it much cleaner. My heart will show you how strong I am. Yeah, like that. Excuse me for that. But by now you guys have seen that I am really good. As an amateur artist, I'm not claiming that I can compete with someone. In 3D, yeah, I can, but not here. Not in digital medium, digital painting medium, or sketching medium, whatever you call that. But I am good to forgive forgive me for the background noise. I cannot control that. People are living where I'm living as well. So this part is almost done, so I'm gonna go ahead and see how I can finish, or what I can do with this part. I have to go and check what are the leg muscle, or how the leg muscle looks like from behind. So let's zoom in. Okay. Hope there is more of the reference, especially if something that is realistic and I have access to that image. I can look at that and tell there's what kind of shading there is and how I can add that to my art. Give me a second. We are 1 hour and not 1 hour. We are about to become 1 hour into the let me just save my work because we have improved. We are doing it very slowly. I'm doing very slowly because I'm not an expert, but surely I'm gonna make a good art piece. Here, promotional material. This is 2, this is 1. Let's just save in here. Yes. I'm gonna be back in a moment. If you guys can hang in there with me, I'm gonna be back in a moment. I just have to drink some water. So I'm gonna go and grab water, and I'm gonna be back in a moment. So please just hang in there. Hopefully I was not kicked out just because there is a still screen. I'm talking with you guys, but I'm back and still drinking the water. So you guys, please do share my work, follow me on my social media, spread the word around, and also please do consider supporting me because I do need you guys to support me. I'm gonna open up a Rumble account and I'm gonna go around and checking what else I can do. This is an hour-long session we already are in, but I'm gonna do for 20 or 30 minutes more, then we're gonna shut down this and gonna start another session. But before we come back, let me see how many hours. Can I check how many hours I've done? Total amount of hour I have streamed. So I'm gonna go into my profile and another tab, open another tab. I'm going to go ahead and check total number of hours that I have streamed here. Let it load. It's taking the time because I have a lot of things opened up right here. 3 videos and I have 3 followers. That is interesting. So if I go down streaming, where is streaming intensive, what that means, 31 days ends. Okay, I'm not qualified for the daily draw, but I'm not going to start any partnership with them either. Partner protocol. Word storage. It top moment slot for subscriber only emotes. Only for streaker chance. Okay. So, but I'm not going to go ahead and partner with them. I just want to stream, upload videos. How can we upload videos? Well, that is interesting. Uploading video is currently only available for D-Live partners. So, okay, fine. I don't see. I'm sorry if I'm not streaming. Give me a second. I was like, okay, I'll check later how many hours we have streamed. Let's just get back into it and try to finish the work. I'm sorry for you guys for blowing you out of your mind. Let's just go back and try to finish the stream. So we are here, back. Well, for one, that there should be some shadow here. Here's shadows here, like that. Like, I don't know how I would do that, but there should be some shadows. Are we good with this? I think we are, right? Still rough, so I don't have to worry about that. I have to just make sure the shadow looks the way I want them to look and they are more organic and they are realistic. So, not in terms of if they're clean, in terms of the shape, they're realistic. So, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, so I can do what I can do is since okay, and keep on like cleaning the works ever so slightly and improving ever so slightly, then checking again, checking again. Yeah, we're gonna look into our references because this leg, I think we can find more. We can find references that are more close to how this leg is supposed to be, and we can also come back and make it more of a triangle or a curve because rather than drawing a how to put in words, drawing a squarish shape into curve because we have to add the sole, I think it's called, or they don't call it sole, or that base of the shoes. I cannot recall what it's called. So if you guys can, or if you guys know what you call that, please let me know in the comment section. Type something in the comment section so I know you guys are appreciating my work, and that would also will motivate me to keep doing my work. Slowly we are adding more and more detail and cleaning more of my work. I wanted to do this so bad so long ago. I don't know why I just started very recently, just like right now. I hope that it's not too late. You guys would like my work. You guys would appreciate it, and I would get fans, and I would get my goal nets. I don't know how to say it. When I'm streaming, it's really hard to just keep talking. What I wanted to say, goal fulfilled for my comic book. So I would start adding my videos on my social media. Slowly, but we are improving as we are going. You can see every little detail adds way too much depth into this character. This may look off, especially up close, but once we clean this, once we make it look amazing, once we clean this, it's amazing. So about 11 minutes in, so 20 more minutes, and we're gonna shut this stream down because I'm trying to keep it as well as like I want to like for straight 4 hour stream today, and probably not 4 or 5 hours, and probably going to fulfill all my marks for my how to say it, for verification to get paid, to start getting paid. I want to do that, and I want to hit all the marks today. But I also want to keep on updating my social media at my work there, and see and try to run a social media campaign there. Try to get fans, try to get support. I would reach out to people, try to see where I can find people to support me. So in the meantime, I think we should not, just like we did on this shoe, we should not add. Maybe I would go with a different approach. I don't probably not going to like what I have on this shoe. This shoe should be clean of the calf muscle detail. Probably gonna do same on this shoe, and probably gonna observe. You know what? Let's just observe our previous work right here. Let's just observe that. So as you can see, I add a lot of detail on the character, but the moment it's wearing gloves, the moment it's wearing the boots, or not shoes, those details are gone. They're gonna add the scene for the shoes right here. I don't know why I did that. Now when I look at it right now, it looks off, and I feel like I should have done that. Probably would have improved on a lot on the shading. Now I can see my mistakes, guys. I feel like I need to go. And take my meal. My meal is here. So 20 minutes and it will be cold. Or we can sit here and I can talk while I am eating my meal. Here, in this image, we are using his electrical power. We have used his. I like his electrical lightning power very much. We have used the firepower. Probably we're gonna go with fire in here, but I don't know why I feel like I should do electricity one more time on this. And consistency. How should I say it? Consistently drawing is not something that I'm doing right now, but I will improve myself and improve my quality of my stream eventually. This is first time. Forgive me for not being able to deliver what I'm trying to deliver, but right now my food is here and I'm gonna eat it. So as I was saying, that we have used electric power here. I'm probably gonna do that once more, one more time. We're gonna use electricity or lightning, whichever way you look at it. And in the next one, just like in the previous one, we have one more of our art piece. So let's just see, not in here, but in here. In our art piece right here, we have this one. We've already used lighting. I'm not that happy with this art this is good. What I'm trying to say is good. I like it, but this is not that good of an art piece. I just drew it for promotional stuff, but we already have used fire on this part, and I would use fire probably on the next one, on this guy right here. right here. This guy, I probably would use fire again, or I'll use other power. He have power of air to manipulate air and power to freeze. So probably gonna use those two in some of them. I also have this old or classic art piece right here. Give me a second, let me open that up right here. It's very bad one, but we can improve on this. We can make it better. This is very simple and I can improve a lot on this one. Make it, I can take it and make it much better. Then on top, what we can do is we can add a character which is holding. Probably would use lighting, but we can change slightly what this pose means, and rather than holding something, he's throwing some sort of lightning ball in the distance, or throwing freeze waves, whatever you call them, in the distance. Probably throwing some tornado from his hand in the distance. So do one of those things and draw a tornado in the background would add a lot of dynamic. Make it a good piece, but I need your support. I need you guys to spread the word out. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and eat. My food is here, and if you want to hang out with me still while I'm eating, probably doesn't seem like a good idea. I do that, so how about what we do? It's about 20 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes, so we have given a quality time to this stream. How about this? I turn this off, turn this stream off right about 20 minutes into it. 1 minute from now, turn this off, and you guys can come back in my next stream we're gonna do today after I'm done eating my meal. In the meantime, I'm gonna count how many hours I've done. So thank you for hanging out. Please do consider supporting me, spreading the word out, following me on the social media. It's all in my about section, and tell other people that I'm an indie comic book artist. I'm an amateur, but I'm trying to work towards becoming a professional artist. Please do consider supporting me. Please do consider giving me lemons. I think right now I'm not qualified to earn lemons, so please do consider giving me lemons once I'm qualified. Once they approve my profile, I probably am going to get a lot of views. So we're about to turn this off. Thank you for hanging out. See you in the next session. Take care. Goodbye. See you the next time. Bye bye.